This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. This VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook is valid the rest of today, Saturday, through next Friday, July the 29th. It is quite the active week. We have active to very active weather this entire week ahead for the utilities, with several rounds of thunderstorms and notable heat indices keeping conditions for strong to severe thunderstorm up and down drafts. These up and down draft cores to frequently invade Vermont from the west and northwest. The best project weather days are Sunday and again Tuesday into Wednesday, a little breather there. The tropics are quiet. Heat indices may approach 100 degrees on Monday per some of the European model output. Thunderstorms and tropical-like rainfall is expected this afternoon into the early evening hours. Strong, possibly one or two severe storms in classic climatological fashion moving in on a northwesterly flow. Typically, we get some of the strongest weather, the strongest storms in these situations. There'll be more details and updates on this a little bit later on during about noon or a little bit thereafter. Right now we have a broad northwesterly flow, and in that northwesterly flow we have a lot of instability. And you can see the stronger winds here in these oranges, and this is what's going to be moving on down and timing out, it looks like, with shower and thunderstorm activity moving into Vermont. Currently we got a line, some development now that's taking place from Trois-Rivières and then south of Quebec City, and this looks like it's going to be affecting Coos County, New Hampshire, and parts of Maine. This does look like it could approach this area and produce severe weather. There's some indications of a line that's beginning to develop into Sherbrooke, Quebec, as they have just gone to a thunderstorm. Looking at current temperatures, it is cooler upstream currently right now, and this is going to be advecting in. But dew point temperatures are right now upstream in the local area are still pretty moist. So eventually we'll see a little bit of relief as this will be moving in for Sunday. Now, current conditions in terms of heat indices remains off to the south of us, so we don't have to worry about that during the day today. The game plan for thunderstorms today, you can see that Quebec moisture here at noon, that's moving into the Coos County areas and parts of adjacent Maine. And the indications are that things are going to break up or break up a little bit and then reform over toward the Northeast Kingdom. So Northeast Kingdom counties, you're going to be under the gun maybe as early as 2 o'clock. Beyond that, looks like a big batch of shower and thunderstorm activity working on through. This is valid at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and eventually by 9 o'clock things kind of wash out here, and we're through at that point in time. But this afternoon, more favored again. Northeast Kingdom, north central Vermont, parts of the Champlain Valley, and then probably into Rutland and Windsor County, and then followed more isolated cells potentially in Bennington and Windham counties. Instability this morning is already beginning to take off with 2,000 joules per kilogram. Lesser instabilities are further south, but it is this portion that's going to be sweeping across Vermont. You can see this tongue of high instability here, along with it looks like about 30, potentially 40 knots of shear. Taking a look at that, there's a little bit of 40, 25 coming in, but we have sufficient shear right now. So what does pop, I think this afternoon, the first half of the afternoon, will be stronger than what we'll see later in the day. But needless to say, I think, once again, it's northern Vermont that's going to be under the gun based on the timing. Active thunderstorms currently right now north of the Montreal area and then back up in this direction. Okay, taking a look at the longer range here, this is accumulated precipitation over the next 7 days, roughly about 1 inch, but would not trust this. I think there could be localized areas where you could see maybe 1 to 2 inches with the series of thunderstorms working over the top of this large heat ridge. Next 5 days, temperatures running about 3 to 6 degrees above normal for this time of year. This might be actually a little bit low based on the latest European overnight modeling. And then roughly 3 days later, we're looking at, again, 3 to 6 degrees above normal in temperature. Again, these are high temperatures. GFS ensembles, looking at centered on Burlington, you can see this is today's shower and thunderstorm activities are probably quick movers, so the model's thinking there's not going to be quite as much precipitation, but some localized areas, again, could be pretty healthy in terms of rainfall, especially where it sets up. Then we get a break in the action on Sunday. Should be pretty nice into Sunday night. And then we're right back into business again on Monday. Then 2 days of break. And the GFS ensemble is supporting, corroborating the European very nicely here. So I feel fairly confident on this. And then we're right back into the business again, roughly along about Thursday and probably lingering a little bit into Friday. But Thursday could also be another day of severe weather. And looking at the 6-hourly panels with precipitation, you can see the entire country here. There's our most precipitation we're going to see. That's this afternoon here on Saturday. And then we get a ridge of higher pressure that moves in for Sunday. The next weather system upstream, you can see across Canada into the lower Great Lakes. We'll push in more heat and humidity into the region before a frontal boundary works on through. That frontal boundary approaches here. This is Monday afternoon. For the latest models, it looks like it does try to fall apart a little bit, but I wouldn't count on that. Then that moves on through, and then we get into a little bit better conditions for Tuesday into Wednesday, kind of in a squeeze play. But then we're looking at another shot of showers and thunderstorms as we get into late in the day on Thursday. And it looks like we are just now in the process of being updated to a slight risk for severe thunderstorms for this afternoon on Saturday. This from the Storm Prediction Center. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.